Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Nice to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Right, Fluval Plant 4.0. I have been using these lights for just over 6 months in this tank, and in that time they have survived several dunkings, intentional and unintentional. They have made my plants look like they're auditioning for some kind of rainforest documentary, and they've made me have a falling out with my phone several times. So I have some thoughts. Let's talk about it. So first things first, these were sent to me by Fluval 6 months ago. They were part of my build for Mega Tank 2. So my opinions are my own, but just thought I'd best disclose that. Quality. These are weighty, hefty things, so it's an aluminium chassis, but they just have a feel of premium. They have a feel of good build quality. Everything's put together well. Seams look nice. They just feel good, not like they would flow away in a breeze like some of the cheaper ones would do. So it's got that going for it. And I briefly mentioned that they're waterproof too, so they're IP67 rated. I have tested that by several accidental and purposeful tests. I shouldn't have bothered with the purposeful ones. But yeah, they have survived. They're just as bright as they were 6 months ago. They are doing well. I have no complaints there. The main difference, I think, over the 3.0 is the bracket system. So if you look here, they are built in. I don't know why that impresses me so much, but it's quite a neat little feature. But it's not only that, so it will fit on the side of your tank like this, and there are lots of different sizes. Will sit on your tank like this, but it comes with a riser bracket included in the packaging, which is a simple case of taking this one out and swapping it over for the riser bracket. Simple case, he says, and then screws it up. So it's fully adjustable up and down to get the perfect height that you want. And what tiny little detail, I don't know if you'll be able to see that on the camera or not. Possibly not, but there's a little scale, a little ruler down here, so you can make sure you've got the right size for both sides of your tank. It's these little things that just give you that little extra bit of premium feel. Other physical features, there is a physical on and off button, unlike a lot of the ones that are app controlled. This is app controlled, but you can use the physical button, and it also works with mechanical timers, so if you want that simpler setup, you can certainly do it with this one. I didn't actually own the 3.0, but some of the complaints on that were it was quite noisy. Certainly isn't the case with this. Absolutely zero noise. There's no whirring, no clicking, no nothing. It's completely silent. So I mentioned this was controlled by your phone for an app, as you would expect for most lights these days. This is where it gets a little bit interesting. It's much better. So Fluval used to have another app this gets replaced by the Fluval Connect app. So I'll hopefully be showing that up on screen here. And compared to the old version, this one, it's a big step up. It's much cleaner. It's much easier to navigate. The controls, the sliders, everything's just, it's better, it's easier. You can just click them and type in a value if you want to, rather than actually having to move the multiple millimeter sides. The old one was fine. I know loads of people really hated it. It was kind of fine for me, but I can see that this one is actually much better. So as well as being more accurate, you can get those exact colour values you want, and it's also backwards compatible, so if you have any of the older Fluval devices like the Aquasky 2.0s or whatever, you can still use them. It's got that in it, which I think is fantastic. So often that gets left out, the backwards compatibility of it. In the Pro mode, you now get 12 time points instead of 10 in the old versions, which is better. 12 is more than 10, but if you're the kind of person who wants Pro mode, are you going to be happy with 2 more? Why 12? Why not 24? Why not 100? Why not unlimited? Would that be such a hard thing to implement? Spoiler alert, no. For me though, I mostly use the auto mode, and that kind of covers it for me, and I'm happy with the customizability I've got within that. What I don't like about this, and it's not necessarily a big deal, but it's forever signing me out and making me sign in again, much more than any app that I've ever used before. And it won't just let you sign in again, you have to then re-accept all the terms and conditions and privacy policies. It's a little bit of a faff. I mean, I've agreed to everything, just let me open the thing. It uses Bluetooth. I've seen some reviews saying it uses Wi-Fi. If it does, I cannot find any reference to it anywhere in the app or any documentation anywhere. It uses Bluetooth mesh, which it makes a big thing about. And the way Bluetooth mesh is meant to work is it can use each device as a node to talk to the next device and in theory extend your range. Yes, but in practical, how many people have multiple lights in a configuration that would actually help you extend the range? So in my testing, I can stand at the other end of the fish room and I can operate all 4 lights. If I use the old app, I can't reach the furthest one at the end. So yes, it does work, but I'd much rather have Wi-Fi so I could control it when I wasn't at home. It'd be much better to say, I've left the lights on accidentally, I can turn them off wherever I am. The kicker for me though is that if the devices have the capability to talk to each other and we've got a brand new app, why can't I group the devices together? If I want to turn off all the lights, I have to go in each one individually and turn it off, and it takes an age. I'd like to just make a group and say, all lights off. Change the values to all. If I wanted to change the red value on each light to the same degree, I'd have to do it 4 times. It's just simple things like that. I get it, it's not a huge deal because most people won't be running multiple lights on the same tank, but I am, so I'm going to complain about it. But yes, in terms of the functionality of the app, you've got the manual mode, you've got the auto mode, and you've got the pro mode. It's got everything in there you think you would need. It's even got the fancy, stupid dynamic modes where you can do thunder and lightning. You can even set that up at certain times and stuff. So I get why they're there, but I don't use them that often, if at all, and I doubt many people do. But it's full of the options. You can get everything you need from the app. Really happy with it. Here is for me where these lights really come into their own. It's the light quality. Obviously, you would think. They are by far the best lights I own. I own lots of different brands from budget to premium. These are my only premium lights, so I'm not comparing apples with apples, but I can see a difference. I know it doesn't always come across on camera so well, but I was blown away by these 6 months ago. I continue to be blown away by the colours that I can get out of them and the growth that I'm getting out of the plants. But it really is like night and day between these and the more budget, well, probably day and slightly sunnier day between these and the more budget lights. The LEDs themselves are mounted at slight angles to increase the angle that they put out light. So this is just over 2 feet long, and I'm mounting these lights this way, and they do front to back with no problem whatsoever. So even without the riser, they work pretty well on that tank, and I think they would work in most normal situations. As you can see, there are 3 rows of LEDs. It's not a true RGB light like your Chihiros, that word, which I understand is kind of the aquascaper's go-to thing for getting instant out-the-box pop and getting your proper colours. But I have found that it's easy to customise what you have got to replicate any of those. So while it's strange that there isn't a green option within the app, you can alter the intensity of green by changing all the other colours. So it's there, it's just different. A lot of the marketing goes on about the colour ranges and the high CRI rating. I think that's an answer to a lot of the complaints about the Fluval 3.0, was that it was a bit yellowish. I definitely haven't got this with this one. CRI is just how accurate it is against a reference colour. So if you set it to be blue, it's actually blue. If you set it to be white, it's white, not yellow. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think that is worth it. Really happy with the growth. Like I say, some of the cuttings I've had to do out of these, I've never experienced plant growth in this tank without having anything. And while that's probably not all down to the lights, they have contributed. So, 6 months in, would I recommend this light? Absolutely. It is a premium brand. It does cost more than your Nycrews and things like that, but I think you get premium performance out of it. I'm really happy with it. It's got a 4-year warranty. It's rated for something like 50,000 hours of use, which if you have it on half a day, that's going to be about 10 years. It is a quality product and it delivers quality performance. I'm more than happy with it. I know I was given these lights for free, but there was never an agreement that I would make a review about them. There was never an agreement that I'd say nice things about them. I was given them completely free without any ties, and I am happy to recommend them. So if you want a premium light that can make your plants thrive, this will do that. There are other options out there that work in slightly different ways. I understand there are quirks with the apps and all of them, and this one probably has less quirks than some of the other brands. The app works very well, but be prepared to be frustrated with it at times until they get all their updates done. So it's not perfect, but it's very, very good. If you'd like to know more about it, by all means ask me some questions in the comments down below, or come along on a Friday night, 9 PM UK time. Every week we do a live stream, do some games and giveaways every now and again, but we can chat about lights and fish and all things too. Also, if you don't mind, that little subscribe button down there, if you gave that a tickle, that'd be quite nice. I will leave links to these in the description. They will be affiliate links from Amazon or something like that, so I will get a little bit of a kickback if you purchase from them. But the long and the short of it is, not perfect, but really, really good. Thanks for joining me. See you in the next one. Hope it made some sense and was of some use to you. Bye!